We might not be getting more homes on the market anytime soon, and that's actually a bigger problem than interest rates right now. Mortgage rates are improving a little bit, and they might improve more as the week goes on, but homeowners are refusing to sell, and we're literally turning office buildings into apartments just to try to keep up. Let's break down what's actually happening and what it means for you. Hey everyone, it's Ashur with NEXA Lending. Hope you're having a great week so far. So let's get into what's going on. First, let's talk about mortgage rates. We're actually seeing a really strong improvement today. Mortgage bonds are up, 10-year treasury is down, and that usually means that rates could improve in the short term. Well, what's the reason? Well, you may or might not have heard, oil prices dropped sharply, about 17%, after news of a temporary ceasefire between the US and Iran. And when markets feel less risk, less chaos, money flows into safer assets, which helps mortgage rates. So short term, this is a huge win. But here's the catch. It's only a 2-week ceasefire. It's not a final deal. So while markets are reacting positively right now, there's still uncertainty ahead. And that brings us to the next big thing to watch this week, inflation. We got 2 major reports coming out, PCE, which is the Fed's preferred inflation number, and CPI later this week. If inflation comes in higher than expected, it could quickly reverse the progress we're seeing in rates. So this week is far from settled. Now let's get into what I think is the bigger story right now, inventory, or more specifically, why we're not getting more of it. A recent survey, it just showed that 1 in 3 homeowners with a rate below 6% said they're not interested in selling at any price. Let's say that again, at any price. And if the rate is below 3%, that jumps to over 50%. On top of that, about 75% of homeowners right now have a rate below 6%, and nearly half say they're staying in their homes longer than they planned. Think about that for a second. Most homers today are sitting on rates they may never see again, so they're staying put. This is what's called the lock-in effect, and here's what it means in real life. Fewer homes are for sale, less inventory, and more competitions might start coming up for buyers. So even when demand slows, supply is staying a little tighter than expected. But there's another side to this story. Not everyone's comfortable. For homeowners with higher interest rates, about 63% are cutting spending or picking up a side income, and 1 in 3 are still struggling with the payments. So right now we have 2 completely different groups out there. People locked into great rates who are not going to budge, and people feeling financial pressure at higher rates. That split is shaping today's housing market in a huge way. Now here's where it really gets interesting. We're starting to see a new solution to the housing shortage: office buildings. Right now, there are over 90,000 apartment units being created from office conversions. That's 4 times more than just a couple years ago. Well, why is that? It's because a lot of those office buildings, they're sitting empty. And about 1/3 of office loans are coming due by 2027. That's next year. So owners are under pressure to do something with those buildings. Instead of letting them sit vacant, they're turning them into housing. Now, this does help with supply, but it's not a perfect fix. Only about 24%, so less than a quarter, of office buildings are actually suitable for conversion. Things like layout, lighting, and structure all matter. So while this is a growing trend, it's not going to solve the inventory problem overnight. So here's the overall picture this week. Mortgage rates are improving, maybe just for the short term, but they're still improving. However, inflation could still shift things quickly. At the same time, homeowners aren't really selling, inventory is still remaining tight. The market is trying to adapt with creative solutions like those office conversions. So if you're a buyer, a realtor, or an investor, this market isn't stuck, it's shifting. And how you move in this market matters more than ever. If you want help navigating this, whether it's just running numbers, structuring a deal, or even just simply understanding what options are out there, I'm always happy to help. I'm Ashur with NEXA, and if you found this helpful, make sure to follow along. I try to break this down every single week so you can stay ahead of what's happening. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and I'll see you in the next update.